welcome to day 840 in my Pulse and Hex journey. I hope you're doing all great. Thanks for my latest subscriber, True Legend. Welcome to the hood, brother. And now please make sure to hit that like button. Let's get this video up to whatever likes you like. Subscribe to the channel and leave a like in the comment section or a question if you like so. And as always, we're gonna start right away with this episode. In today's video, we have a lot to talk about. Actually, first, we're gonna have a huge update for the new PulseChain network version 2B. So I'm gonna show you where to find the important information. I'm going to show you how to set up the MetaMask wallet. You will find some information as well on GitLab. And if you have already the settings on your MetaMask wallet for your sacrifice wallet, you will see how much Pulse and PulseX you have in your wallet. And if not so, I'll keep you covered. You can still play around with the testnet. We have some faucets going on, so I'm going to show you this as well, the new block explorer. And then of course, we're going to delegate like staking in the PulseChain world to some validator nodes. I was working the last 2 nights, set up a new validator node for the new testnet, so this should be ready as well. And of course, a quick look at the PulseChain Bridge, just to connect the Ethereum world to the PulseChain world. And of course, we're going to deep dive into the PulseX exchange, which is now just visible on the PulseChain testnet. We will play around, everything will work smooth, transactions are going through pretty quickly, the testnet is recovering nicely, and we will see how things go on. So let's jump right into it. First, where to find information. It's always good to look for information on trusted channels. So for example, follow Richard Hart on Twitter or join the Telegram group hex.com, pulsechain.com and pulsex.com. So these are the main groups which you should follow. You can also see the websites. The websites are always helping. For the moment, we have the pulsex.com website, where you see the total sacrifice amount. And if you go to pulsechain.com, you can see the newest update for the testnet v2b and also the network settings we will talk about in a second for MetaMask. And I will show you another way where you can find this information. So at the moment, everything is up to date. It's really working great. So once again, please stay on official channels, only follow official Twitter accounts and don't get scammed, so you will find the best information. Like the latest information when Richard just tweeted out like a day or 2 ago that the new PulseChain V2B is live. You have all the links, which we will talk about in a second, and as well some more information. Here a print screen from the Telegram group, so you can really verify the information are the same and it is all true. So if you scroll down a little bit, you find even more information. We will talk about this in a second as well, so don't you worry, I got you covered. So first of all, you can find some information on GitLab as well. I'm gonna leave all the links in the description down below, so you can see here a lot of updates happening. 4 days ago we had some allocation updates going on. The official Pulse repository was just updated 10 hours ago, and the PulseChain testnet repository was updated 1 hour ago. If we're going to click into the testnet repository, and if you scroll down a little bit, you find the latest information about this version 2B. So for example, you can see we have some validator rotation functionality in the staking system. Contract has been optimized. That's wonderful to hear. It includes the beta releases of the sacrifice credit allocations, and this is really important, guys. Let me zoom in because you need to read this. It's beta release, so that means the sacrifice allocation credits can fluctuate a little bit. It is maybe not the final value which you will get on mainnet, but it already shows you that you have some sort of allocations on your wallet. As well, there was a test run beta release of the AMMM bot for the rebalancing. He just covered 3 exchanges, the Uniswap version 1, version 2 and the SushiSwap. So this is rebalanced and brought into the PulseChain exchange, which is just wonderful. Let me zoom out a little bit so we can see the next section, connecting MetaMask. Here you will find the same information which we just saw on the website pulsechain.com. You can see the name, the RPC URL, the chain ID and so on. So all the same information are here. Even with a nice little screenshot, you can see where to fill in the information. So all you have to do, you need this and this section here, and we're gonna hop over to our MetaMask. Normally the MetaMask is up in here just to add a new network, but for visibility I made my MetaMask a little bit bigger. So if you go to the settings, you can see here settings, and then on the left side networks, and you can see that already installed networks or configure networks, and all we're going to do is add network, and we can fill in this information right here. So the name changed to version 2B. I'm going to click this into. We have some changes which we have to talk about, so don't just use the same settings. Best is if you have some version 2 settings, just delete them. The chain ID, for example, changed to 940 before it was 940. The currency symbol is still the same. We're going to call it the TPLS symbol, and we need a block explorer URL as well. We're going to find it in here. Copy and paste real quick, and this network is already added. By clicking save, you can see now I have some balances on my testnet account, which is running here for some test stakes on the Hex front end, but also usable now on my wallet to show you guys how to use the TPLS, like the PulseChain token and of course the PulseX token. So first, you can already see that I have some TPLS tokens inside here. That's easy. I sacrificed for demo purposes some USDC, and now I will receive some PLS tokens once the mainnet is launched. So you can see I already have a bunch of TPLS in here. That's good, but I also sacrificed some PLSX tokens. So for that, you can see this here under assets. We can't see it at the moment. If we're going to click import tokens, we need a token contract address. But of course, your boy Richard Hart got you covered, because just below the announcement of the new testnet, you will find the right PLSX contract address. You're just gonna copy and paste this here. I'm gonna leave it in the description as well. We hop back over to our MetaMask wallet. We're gonna paste the contract address in here. You can see the token symbol is now PLSX. The token decimal is 18. Add custom token, import tokens, and we can see a balance as well. As you can see, I have like around 8 million PLS tokens, so I'm all set. These PLSX tokens are testnet tokens as well, so for the name purposes they are called now PLSX, but keep in mind we are up in here on the PulseChain testnet version 2B, so everything are test coins and test tokens, so nothing has a real value. And with this, we already finished the first step. You added the PulseChain testnet version 2B. You should see your TPLS allocation, which should reflect plus minus what you sacrificed for the PulseChain, and if you sacrificed for PulseX, you should also see your balance down here. And if you are playing around with a fresh MetaMask wallet and you don't have any TPLS or PLSX in your wallet, that's not a problem. We also have a faucet running on the testnet. Here you go. We're just gonna refresh the page real quick. After connecting to the site, you can see your address in here. Remember, we are still on the PulseChain testnet version 2B, and if you're gonna click request, you should receive 10,000 TPLS tokens, and in a short moment you should receive the 10,000 PLS tokens. We can observe that on our MetaMask wallet if the value will change, or you can just simply copy and paste the address. Now it just changed, and go to the block explorer. But please be aware, the block explorer for the new testnet is still syncing, so some stats are not accurate. But anyway, let's have a look with this test address in here. I should see just 30 seconds ago I received 10,000 Pulse tokens, so everything is working pretty well. But as I said, the thing is still updating. On the faucet side, there's not much more you can do, and you can only run the function once every 24 hours. Of course, if you're going to use a VPN, maybe you can trick the site and you can get some more TPLS, but for test purposes, 10,000 TPLS are more than enough. So we talked about the block explorer, we talked about the faucet. Now we should be all ready and set to go. First, we can see also the staking website, the new staking website to delegate your Pulse tokens to a validator node. It's the same. First, you have quickly to connect your MetaMask wallet. Once this is done, you're going to change to dark mode not to get blinded. And we can see in the first tab of these 4 tabs in here, all the registered validators. That's also the reason why the network came up so quickly. There is a bunch of new validators in the set and all are working great. So let me explain quickly what you can see here. I already talked in the version 2 video of the validator staking set here. What you can see is the total staked amount per validator in the second row here. Then you see the pending stakes, because it needs 24 hours, one cycle, until the pending stakes got added to the staking of the delegation, and then you get also paid the fees. In the third row, you see the pending stakes. These are the stakes which were just recently delegated to this validator. It takes 24 hours until the pending stakes get moved over to the total stakes of this validator. And what is really important, you need to check if the validator is in rotation. If say yes, that means he can earn fees out of the fees which get distributed in the set of the 33 validators. You see also if he's misbehaving with the misdemeanors or felonies, and you can see the total reward he earned so far. And behind here you see the revenue share, so how much of the earned fee is the validator giving back to their delegators. You see we have a bunch of 50%, we have some 100%, we have also 90, 69, we have all kind of validators. Until now we have 64 entries, not all are in rotation yet, as always it needs 24 hours for a validator to get into rotation. We're going to talk about in a second more about that. If you sort, for example, this list by total stake, and just a little hint, if you can see this, you just need to zoom out a little bit in the browser and you have a nice display of all the validators. And down here you can switch to the second page, so there are so many validators that we need 2 pages to visualize them. And as I mentioned in the first part of this video, I was setting up a validator on the new testnet. It's kind of hard to find some stuff, so either you're going to press Ctrl F for search and just search for 29 until you see the 29 blinking up in here in the middle. At the moment we are like around the top 10 validators. We have already quite a bunch of TPLS delegated to the validator, and you go all the way to the right side to the little house in here. Once you click the house, you can then choose the amount of TPLS you would like to delegate. So let's go back quickly to our wallet. We can see we have quite a bunch of TPLS. So let's delegate 1 million TPLS to my own validator. You can see 1 million, and I can see now the total stake is 1 million TPLS. The projected total share of stake is 0.0999%. As you can see, the system works. I will earn some fees by delegating to a validator, and all I have to do is click add. Then MetaMask pops up in here. Let me zoom out a little bit. You can see we have to pay almost nothing, like 0.000332 TPLS as a fee. That's 0 TPLS, that's like nothing, less than a penny, all good. Let's hit confirm. We're going to wait a little bit. You can see the pulse is going on here. At the moment we are around 6 to 7 second block time. The blockchain testnet has still to recover a little bit after the recent upgrade, and in a second you will see it pops up here that I will have delegated my TPLS to this validator. Stake added to validator, you see F029, that's me. So once again hit Ctrl F, search for 29. You will maybe find a bunch of 29s, but it's easy. As long as you're here in the first row, 0x whatever, F029, that's me. We can see now we added this stake. Let's move on to the second tab, the active stakes, because now we've done just the stake. You can see the validator I've delegated to. Of course, you can choose a bunch of validators in the list, so you can distribute all the TPLS over multiple validators, and you will see them in here. The third tab is the validator registration. For the normal user, I think you don't have to play around with this. We can check an address and then just go through the steps. You have to make a deposit of 500,000 TPLS to make a registration for an active validator, so you have to go through the steps. And on the fourth tab, rules and FAQ, you find some validator registration rotation rules. You find also some staking rules. The staking rules are probably the most interesting part. Stakers can add stakes to 1 or more validators, and you have to see how long it takes until you are in rotation. So stakes added to a validator currently in rotation will be considered pending until the next cycle. This is what I was talking about. You have to normally wait 24 hours until you will also earn fees from your delegation. Stakers will be paid based on their shares of the overall stake. That's what we saw when we added our test stake, and only stakers with at least 0.01% of the share of the stake will get paid at all, and only if their earnings are at least one way based on their share the validator rewards. So just be sure that you know what you're doing. Please read the stuff before, and if you see this display in here, just zoom out a little bit and then turn on dark mode again, and you can see everything. So the number 29 is at the moment my validator. I'm gonna leave also an address down below. You can find it easily on the stake.v2b.testnet.pulsechain.com website. Let's move on to the next topic, the bridge. Same here, link is down in the description. You can first quickly connect, choose MetaMask, and we're gonna choose our account, gonna connect connect to the PulseChain Bridge and check the video. I think it should be up in here somewhere, and you will find it on the testnet version 2. It's exactly the same how you can bridge from the testnet of the Ethereum world to the testnet of the PulseChain world, back and forth. This has not changed. It has just been updated that it works with the new testnet as well. I'm gonna do another video once the mainnet is live, because then the bridge is really needed to bridge over your assets from the Ethereum world to the PulseChain world. But for this video, we can skip this part and go to the last topic, the PulseX exchange. Look at it. It looks so clean, so nice, and so slick. So we're gonna talk about this quite a bit now. First step we're gonna have to do is we're gonna connect the wallet by clicking connect wallet. You see we will have probably some more options going on in the future, but for this example we're gonna choose MetaMask. MetaMask pops up, we're gonna connect our account. Wonderful, everything works. And a little reminder, we have already on our balance everything which we need. We have the TPLS and we have also the PulseX token in the testnet, so we can start right away to test this thing out. First, we have here the menu. We have the trade option with exchange and liquidity. We have the earn option with farms and pools, and you have the little 3 dots with the information and the documentation. If you hover over here on your wallet address, you can either see the wallets which are connected and you can see the transactions. For now this is empty, this will be filled in a second. The same goes here for the settings. First let's talk about the settings. Default transaction speed in Gwei. You can change this, it's testnet, it's for free anyway, so let's do it instantly. And you can also say the slippage tolerance, for example 0.1, 0.5 or 1%. You can also customize it if you like so, and as well down here you can choose the minutes, how long your transaction should be valid, and you can turn on the expert mode, bypass confirmation models, and allow high slippage trades. Use at your own risk, so only turn this thing on if you really know what you're doing. But for now we just change to the default transaction speed, that it goes a little bit faster through. So here on the trade pattern we are in the exchange tab. We can see now that we can swap. That's the normal Uniswap interface, just a little bit nicer, a little bit better, and a little bit faster. You can activate here the chart as well by clicking on this little button, but of course ignore these prices. These are just testnet values and this has no value at all, so we're gonna hide the chart again. You can also update here the recent transactions. You can see them right away. We will see them in a second, and the same setting as we saw before is down here again. So let's just do a quick test swap. Let's swap, for example, 1000 PLS tokens for 1832 PLSX tokens. You can also see the price impact is smaller than 0.01%. The minimum I should receive is 1823 PLSX, and it will cost me as a liquidity provider fee 2.9 PLS. So let's click swap. Price just has been updated. We're gonna click accept and confirm again. MetaMask pops up. As usual, let me zoom out a little bit. We have to pay the little fee, but it's basically free. You can see now transactions submitted. Everything works really fast. You can either check this transaction right away on the block explorer, and what's really nice, because we swapped maybe a new token, you can add the PLSX token by clicking here right away to your MetaMask wallet. Let me close this window here. You saw it, the pop-up was there, the transaction went through. So let me just click on the recent transaction, and you can see now I swapped 1000 PLS tokens for 1830 PLSX tokens. Everything is in my wallet. So swapping of course works wonderful, but you don't only have to swap PLS and PLSX tokens. We have a bunch of lists in here. You can also swap for Hex, DAI, the incentive token, USDC, USDT, or you can add some custom tokens as well. This is the first part of the trade tab. We have the exchange. If you are more on the liquidity provider side, you can click liquidity. Your liquidity at the moment, nothing in here because I'm not providing any liquidity, but let's change this in a second. So we're going to provide some liquidity for PLS and PLSX. That means I'm going to click add liquidity, and I'm going to change first to PLS and then PLSX. These are the tokens I would like to provide some liquidity. Let me just provide 10,000 PLSX tokens. That's $2, basically nothing. And this would be on the other side around 18,377 PLSX. As you know it from the Uniswap interface, you first have to approve. Here it's called enable. So we have to approve that we can spend our PLSX. We're going to click enable. MetaMask opens up, confirm the transaction. It will take a couple seconds. Boom, already confirmed. You can see I now enabled the PLS6 spending, and now I can provide the liquidity by clicking supply. Once again, I have to confirm what I'm doing. I'm depositing 10,000 PLS tokens, and I deposit 18,381 PLSX tokens. Confirm supply. MetaMask opens up. Let me confirm this transaction real quick. Transaction's already submitted. Gonna close this and just wait for the transaction to get confirmed. Boom, already confirmed. So now we should be able to go back, and voila, we see here in the liquidity tab our provided liquidity, and now I'm going to earn LP tokens based on this liquidity which I'm providing to the network. So we will see why this is important, because it's not just important, you can help the liquidity of your chosen token to be bigger, but you can also then earn more PLSX tokens. We're going to see this in a second how. For this, you can click first on earn, and then we have two tabs again, farms and pools. So the farms are the first we're going to check out. Stake your LP tokens and earn incentive tokens. So that is what I was talking about just earlier on. Because it's testnet, we only have two farms, PLSX and PLS farms, and the USDC PLS farm over here. So because I was providing earlier some liquidity for this pair in here, I should be now able to stake my LP tokens to earn even more tokens. In this time, we're going to earn the incentive tokens, which is basically a nice thing to do. I really like on this GUI that you can get here the PLSX PLSLP tokens directly. This will steer you to the website where we've been before, just to provide some liquidity. You can view the contract, which is amazing, and you see some pair information. This is like the approval confirmation, so we're gonna spend almost no PLS for this transaction. Boom, the transaction is already confirmed. This now enabled me that I am able to stake my LP tokens. If I'm gonna click LP, I can see I have a bunch of LP tokens. Gonna click max. Gonna confirm the transaction submitted already. Boom, all good. Gonna close this tab, and as soon as this transaction is confirmed, my LP tokens, which are coming from the liquidity providing, are now farming some incentive tokens for free basically, and just got me an APR of 184% on the testnet. So you can see how fast everything works. Staked, your funds has been staked in the farm. Boom, voila, it is now actively farming, and you can just harvest the incentive token, which is in this case the earned reward. You can do the same on the USDC PLS pair if you are providing liquidity for the USDC PLS pair, and I'm pretty sure we will see other farms as well once the mainnet is out. So this is to the farms. Let's go over to the pools. We can see we have no more pools. Why we have no more pools? If we hop over to the pools, we can see that at the moment we have no running pool in the testnet. But what can you do in the pools? You can stake your PLSX token and earn other tokens. So this is pretty dope. You will see on mainnet here a lot of other projects where they will give you their token by them giving and staking with no risk your PLSX. So we can go here on finished, for example. Earn PRT. What's PRT? PRT just stands for party. That's just because it's testnet. As I said, we will see maybe earn some hex or earn some USDC, earn some other tokens. We have no idea, but all you have to do, and this is pretty much risk-free, you have just to provide your PLSX. You stake your PLSX, and it's exactly the same like on the farms just before. You first have to enable that you are able to spend your PLSX tokens. Then you stake your PLSX token in here, and you will earn this token basically for free just by having your PLSX token in here, and you can pull it out whenever you want. So you're really flexible, you can do whatever. So I hope we will have soon a new pool on this testnet here, just to show you the same, but basically, as I told you, it's in the farms. First enable the pool, and then I think we can still do it, but you will not earn anything. Transaction submitted, and once the enabled transaction is confirmed, I should be able then to provide my PLSX tokens in here. But because these pools are no longer distributing rewards, please unstake your tokens. That means once a pool is finished, you have to harvest and take out the earned token and take out the staked PulseX from here, and you can move it on to a new token or a new farm or a new pool, whatever you would like. So let me go up here to the last point. We have the three dots. If you click info, it takes a little while until it's loaded, but you can see the PulseX information and analytics, which already looks wonderful. I like this clean setup we have in here. So at the moment we have quite a bunch of liquidity in the testnet, but these numbers are all crap. It's just testnet. And here we have the nice list of the top tokens. You can see the price, for example, on the testnet for some PLS tokens. You can see the price of the PulseX token. Of course, we have nice here the Hex token as well. And if you scroll down, you can see the incentive token. This will be the voting token which you will receive because you have already PulseX tokens. And you will see some other tokens, for example Hedron. Gonna talk about Hedron in another video. And we have of course all the other tokens from the Ethereum ecosystem, because it's a full system state which gets copied over to the Pulse chain, and this will just be a lot of fun. So with this, we are already by the end of this video. For today, you learned how to add the MetaMask settings. You saw all the website, the faucet, the bridge, the block explorer, and the most important part, you saw the PulseX exchange, which just looks wonderful. I think we're gonna see a version 3 of the testnet before we're gonna jump into the mainnet, so be patient. Take it easy, and as always, if you like this kind of content, please subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. Stay long and fat, stay safe out there, and see you in the next one. Peace.